Merry Christmas, everybody. That is if you're actually celebrating Christmas. Otherwise, just happy holidays. Or this is the last video of the year, the end of year review. So I'm going to talk about numbers, statistics, what went well and what didn't went well. And it's going to be probably a short video, just quickly doing this video because it's holidays for me. So I'm trying to relax and do a little bit less work than normal.
Yeah, sure.
Next week it will be the first video of the new year, so we're going to talk about plans, goals, and maybe a new game that I'm working on. So let's dive into this video. Alright, so let's start with social media, which is probably the most important thing for any type of business these days. My main ones are YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Insta, pretty much. So how did I do on those platforms this year? Alright, so YouTube has been growing pretty well. 1700 new subscribers. I've seen other game developers go a lot faster in subscriber count and view counts. And sometimes that makes me jealous, but other times I'm pretty happy with where I am right now, and it's growing nicely. So yeah, very happy with YouTube, and I'll continue making videos because I still enjoy making these videos. That brings us to Twitter. I have two Twitter accounts, Orangepixel and Orangepixel. On Orangepixel I usually just post official stuff like new game releases and things like that. So it's not very active, and my Orangepixel account is much more active because I post everything there, little updates, little screenshots, prototypes, whatever I come up with I post on Orangepixel. So it has a lot more followers, and it's doing a lot better than the Orangepixel one. All in all, I think I'm pretty happy with how Twitter is going so far. I've been growing a lot on my own account, and I have plans to grow Orangepixel in the next year because to be honest, I haven't posted as much as I should have on that channel. So that's gonna change over time. As for Facebook, honestly, I have no idea how to read all the statistics on Facebook. I did notice that there have been less followers and less likes, and I'm still posting stuff there. I haven't posted as much as I wanted to. Again, same as Twitter. I'm gonna change all that with planning and scheduling posts and things like that. So it's gonna improve over the next year. Which brings us to my most important, I guess also social platform, and that's my own newsletter, which has been growing extremely well, from 1500 to a little over 6,000 users in a year. And most of that is thanks to all the little characters and unlockable and secrets I've been building into my games. And if people want those secrets, they just have to sign up to the newsletter. I only mail out once a month, so it's not a lot of stuff coming into your email box, and it's always a little extra that I don't show on other social media. So sketches from games I'm working on, or ideas, or in this case unlockable cheat codes for getting new characters or areas or whatever in my games. I always try to implement something into my game that's then unlockable only by subscribing to the newsletter, and then you'll automatically get an email. So the newsletter is becoming very interesting and very important to me. And mostly because having the newsletter is my only way of reaching people directly. If Twitter, Facebook, Insta, YouTube, whatever, if they ever stop or just don't allow me to connect with people anymore, the newsletter will. Because it runs on my own server, it's my own thing. I just have to send out an email every now and then, and I can directly contact these people in their mailbox. So newsletters are very important for a game developer, and to be honest, I wish I started with this many years ago, because I've been only setting it up since last year, I think. I should have done that in like 2004, and it would have been like 20 or 30,000 people by now. So the main goals I had last year for this year was release games on Switch, which I failed at, and release 2 games in general, which I did barely. Obviously the first game I released was Gunslice Rogue Tactics. It was a pretty good game. I'm very happy with how it turned out. It just didn't do very well sales wise. I talked about that in last week's video, so make sure to check that video because I'm not going to talk about it again. It did crappy. The second game I released was Space Grunts. It was released a few weeks ago on iPhone, and it's in early access on Steam and will come to Android in January, so a few weeks from now. I'm very happy with how that game is doing so far. It's already done a lot better than Gunslice did in just 2-3 weeks time. So I'm very happy with that one. It's the second game I released. I've also started work on a third game, but it's going to be released next year. And I actually have another game in the make that I can't talk much about just yet, but those will be 2 games for next year. So I did manage to release 2 games this year. and actually did a bit more, just can't talk about it just yet. Obviously this year wasn't very well. I talked about it last week on Gunslugs. It was my main game for the year and it did so terrible that that's really a problem for me. It's probably the worst year in a decade of making games and running Orangepixel. So last year I talked about revenue and how much I need and want and aim. Let me just show you last year's clip. The Netherlands average income is 38,000. My goal is always to have between 30,000 and 60,000. I'm trying to aim for the 50 or 60,000. Right, so 30k is the minimum, and usually, and last year and all the years before that, I'm comfortably between 50 and 60k. This year I barely touched the 30k, which is like the bare minimum, and basically if that happens again next year, it's done, it's over, no more Orangepixel. So I really need to work on that. I have to make 2020 a little bit better than 2019. I'll talk more about those goals in next week's video, the first video of the new year. I hope I'll see you there, and there will be some new games coming up pretty soon. I've been working on something. New games. Pretty soon. Alright, anyway, Happy New Year in a few days, and I see you on the other side of it. 2020, here we come!